everyone. So when I was thinking of what I was going to say today, one of the questions that came to my mind was, why do we worship? Why? Because we didn't have to. You know, when God created us, He gave us the incredible gift of free will. And He gave us the choice of whether we would worship Him or not. But in 1 John chapter 4, verse 10, it says, "This is love, not that we loved God, but that He loved us and gave His Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins." Here we see God painting the picture of what love looked like to Him. Love was looking at us in our need and in our desperation and in our sin and seeing something worth dying for, giving His very life for. Even though He didn't have to, even though He could have just as easily just chosen some other creation. He could have invented something else, but He died for us. And this just shows a picture of a perfect God pursuing us and chasing after us, saying that we are worth it, that we were worth Him giving His own self for us. To me, worship is taking that moment and turning it around and saying, God, I'm not going to make you wait on me anymore. I'm not going to make you do all the work. I'm not going to make you chase after me anymore, but instead I am going to chase after you, and I'm going to run after you, and I'm going to give you everything that I have. I'm going to make a point of giving you my time and my finances and showing you by my actions how much you mean to me. Coming after, that is what worship is to me. Just coming after Him with everything that we have, with all that He has blessed us with, and saying, God, you're worthy of all of that. It doesn't, when you think of it in those terms, it doesn't matter what you feel like doing. It doesn't matter what season of life you may find yourself in, because there was a God who saw you in your desperate need and gave Himself for you, chased after you. So the least that we can do is give God everything, all of our lives, all that we have, and give it right back to Him, and say, because can you imagine what life would have been like if God had decided that we weren't worthy of that? If not that we could ever be worthy, but what if He had decided that we weren't worth it? Because that could have been a choice that He could have made, but He didn't. He looked at us and He sees a treasure. He sees value. And to me, that's more than enough to say, God, I'm going to worship you with every gift that you have blessed me with every blessing that you ever give me. Whatever I may be feeling, those are so secondary. Those don't even matter. Those don't even, can't even account to the whole purpose of my whole life, which is just to give you worship and praise. I choose to do that. And I think that choice is so powerful. It is something that God looks down and He treasures that. That is a sweet aroma to God. That is a beautiful thing to God when we come after Him and we say, God, no longer will you have to wait for me, but I'm going to give you everything. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to allow anything to come between us. I'll tear anything that comes between us down, because nothing is worth more than your precious love for me and just giving that in return. And I think if we can get a hold of that worship will become alive and fresh and new and exciting every day of our lives, to know that God looks at us and He sees a treasure. So when we look at God, we see a choice that we've made to come after Him with everything that we have. God bless.